Now, one of the stories we're tracking this morning, President Trump calling on the Justice Department and White House counsel to investigate whether former President Biden's staffers covered up his mental decline and also used an auto pen to sign documents without his knowledge. Biden now responding. He says in part, quote, "Let me be clear. I made the decisions during my presidency. I made the decisions about the pardons, executive orders, legislation, and proclamations. Any suggestion that I didn't is ridiculous and false." In the meantime, House Oversight Committee Chairman James Comer is focused on Biden's inner circle as he continues his investigation. He sent letters to 5 more Biden staffers requesting interviews. They included former Chief of Staff Ron Klain and former Senior Advisor Anita Dunn. During an Oversight Committee hearing yesterday, Comer questioned the head of a conservative energy policy group. Take a listen.
You specifically expressed concern that President Biden was not aware of that specific action to implement the executive order pausing liquefied natural gas permits. Now, why are you specifically concerned the president was unaware of that specific order?
Well, there's an anecdote from earlier this year where Speaker of the House Johnson mentioned he was in conversation with President Biden and brought it up. And the president said, "I don't know what you're talking about." At the time, that was understood as, wow, maybe the president's a little worse off than we realized. But maybe two things can be true. Maybe he really didn't know what Speaker Johnson was talking about. Maybe he had no idea he passed this executive order.
And Lucas Tomlinson is following this story for us. He joins us live in Washington with more. Lucas, good morning to you.
Good morning, Bill. Now, former President Joe Biden responding to those allegations about his mental decline. As you mentioned off the top, Bill, Biden's statement continues, quote, "This is nothing more than a distraction by Donald Trump and congressional Republicans who are working to push disastrous legislation that would cut essential programs like Medicaid and raise costs on American families and to pay for tax breaks for the ultra-wealthy and big corporations." Now, President Trump has denied there would be any cuts to Medicaid in the big, beautiful bill and says the tax cuts benefit all Americans. In addition to Comer, Trump has also ordered an investigation into Biden's fitness for office. In a new memo released yesterday, Trump says, quote, "Former President Biden's aides abused the power of presidential signatures through the use of an auto pen to conceal Biden's cognitive decline and assert Article 2 authority." House Oversight Committee James Comer wants to expand his investigation and is seeking interviews with top Biden officials, including Anita Dunn, Ron Klain, and Dr. Kevin O'Connor, Biden's longtime physician for over a decade, and many others, as you can see here. Comer says if the Biden aides refuse to testify voluntarily, he will issue subpoenas later this week to compel their appearance. The chairman of the Senate Judiciary Committee supports the investigation.
There's been a lot of legal and constitutional questions that have been raised. They need to be answered, and the American people are entitled to know what the truth is.
So now we wait to see if anyone comes forth voluntarily. It's not likely, Bill.
Yeah, and it's pretty rare for President Biden to come out and respond to reports like that. We heard Peter Doocy say on Fox and Friends this morning, this topic must be really getting under his skin. Lucas Tomlinson, live in D.C. for us. Lucas, good to see you.
You bet.